Now in this Leankor video, we'll look at what happens when you first create a new activity and how resource assignment works. So I'm logged in as Emilio, and when I create a new activity below, and I'll just call it new activity below, hit enter. Now you'll see here that two things have happened, and they're actually two separate things. When I click on the edit information, let me just show you. So the owner or accountable person to get this activity done, and you'll see it's added over here on the right-hand side, today's date, is Emilio Bernabe. So that's the owner. Because of that, a automatic resource assignment, and I clicked down here on the left-hand side under resource, of Emilio Bernabe, 100% allocation was automatically added. And so that way, Emilio will show up on the Tuesday under resource management analysis or any reporting as being busy for 8 hours on that day. You can actually delete or add different resources, many resources, to this activity. And in fact, Emilio does not have to be, hit delete button. Emilio does not even have to be a resource attached to this activity at all. However, Emilio can still be the accountable person that has to own getting that activity done, if that makes any sense. So here we have Emilio's face here. It will always be there, and that is the owner of that activity. And if I double click, it'll go to resources and show that I can put a different individual here. Let's search for Andy. Let's see here, Andy North. Click once the minus to get to 100%, and click add. And so Andy North is actually doing the work, responsible for it, but the accountable person is Emilio on that activity. So you don't have to use that more complicated differentiation between accountability and responsibility of work accomplishment, because the default mode is it'll automatically add the logged in person as the assigned resource to that. So again, here's Emilio, the accountable person for that activity. Double click, and there's Andy North, the person right here in his picture who's actually working on that, and that'll show up in the resource management reports, not Emilio. Now, if we go back to an activity into the resources, you can actually change the allocation of time that Andy North here is spending on that activity by just clicking the minus button, and it decreases in 5% decrements or increments. So I can go to 50% and hit update, and now it's 50%. I can add additional people, click the little pop-up here, search for Emilio. Maybe Emilio is 10% only, click add. And now you have two people, one person at 50%, one person at 10%, and they will show up in the resource management reporting module as being working on something on that Tuesday, but only some subset of hours, since one's 10% and the other was 50%, I believe. Yeah, 50%, 10%. So again, I can double click on the accountable owner's picture here to go directly to resource management, or I can click on the three-dot menu here, click edit, and it'll show the overall activity, and I can click on resource here. Now, activity mode does change the behavior of how scheduling is done, and that's covered in a separate video regarding the different scheduling modes that are available in Leankor.